Hello everyone, I hope you're well this evening and I hope you're not too downhearted by the fact that people are landing in the UK with guns, pocket knives and all of the rest. But I'm here actually with a lady called Cheryl who is from Wembley originally and now currently lives in Henley-on-Thames in Oxfordshire. In Oxfordshire now there's a place called Kidlington, and in Kidlington there are plans to reopen an immigration detention centre called Campsfield House, which is about to house, in 2023, 400 young men. Now, as a resident of Oxfordshire, I thought it'd be quite a good idea to gauge her interpretation of what is about to happen, how she thinks local residents will react, and also talk to her a little bit about Folkestone and what she's seen down here on the front line, down on the White Cliffs, about what is going on. So thank you very much, Cheryl. Could you just introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi, I'm Cheryl. I've lived in Henley for 27 years. Before that, I lived in Wembley for 23.
And when you grew up in Wembley?
I did.
You did. So what did you see progressively happen in Wembley?
I saw it turn from a beautiful little town. Obviously, it's quite a famous place. And I saw it turn from a really nice, clean, nice place with nice shops to a different country almost. Very run down. There are areas you just don't feel safe walking around at night. It's completely different to the Wembley I grew up in.
So do you think that's a consequence of immigration into this country?
Yes.
Yeah. So with regard to why you didn't feel safe, predominantly why was that?
Groups of guys from other countries hanging around in groups. When I was younger, shouting things, what they'd like to do to me, so on and so forth. A lot of crime, a lot of knife crime in particular. Just stuff like that.
So you live predominantly now in a white town.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the locals' response to a new immigration centre? Well, not new, but reopening up next year predominantly to house 400 young male asylum seekers, and I say that in inverted commas. What would the locals think?
I shouldn't imagine they'd be happy.
Like Linton-on-Ouse?
Like Linton-on-Ouse, yeah.
Well, do you think that we were asked here in Folkestone about Napier Barracks?
No.
And so bringing that back, you've been to Folkestone a few times.
Yeah.
Do you feel safe in this town?
Not on my own.
And why would that be?
Again, groups of young lads congregating in certain areas of the town. And it is intimidating for a woman. It is intimidating.
Yeah, so you've witnessed them like hanging around. What happened yesterday, for example? Could you tell everyone what happened yesterday?
Okay, there was a group of young guys, 6 of them I think there were. And they all came out of what I think is a youth club of some sort, walking down the road. Next thing I know, they're hanging over a bridge, was it, or a gate?
A sheltered housing.
Oh, a sheltered housing complex railings, trying to snap branches off of the trees.
Yeah, and I went in.
Yeah, Liam went in and, told them to stop. And I was scared for Liam because you don't know what these guys are carrying.
True.
As has been brought out in the news today, they come over with knives, guns, etc. You don't know what they've got on them. There were 6 of them, 1 of you, or 2 of us. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, but what kind of happens down on the beach? I'm sure you can elaborate on that.
Oh, yeah, groups of, again, young men, young fighting age men, may I add, drinking alcohol, ogling the young girls in their bikinis and their swimwear and shorts. And I'm sure the girls don't, I'm obviously not speaking for everyone, but I'm sure they don't feel comfortable having these young lads, fully clothed young lads, leering at them.
Mm. So obviously these are the kind of problems that we suffer in it down here in Folkestone. But what would you say needs to be done? If you were Prime Minister, say you are Liz Truss, what would you do? What would your solution be to this problem?
My solution would be to not let them into the country in the first place. To not have the RNLI going out and being a taxi service for them, because what happens if the RNLI are out ferrying these people into the country, meanwhile some little child on a rubber dinghy is drowning in the middle of the channel?
That's a good point. But you see, we're bound by the European Court of Human Rights. We can't deport them.
Well, for a start, we should be out of the European Court of Human Rights. We've left Europe, so surely we shouldn't be governed by their human rights laws anymore.
Well, that's true. So finally, right, a final question to you would be, if you were able to do it, do you think the Rwanda plan would work?
I don't know. In all honesty, I don't know. I'd like to think it would, but then if we send refugees over there, aren't they sending some of theirs over here? So
yeah, some of those that are actually fleeing war. But you see, I personally think that the Rwanda plan is just a smokescreen. But final question. You read the Daily Mail today, right? It's the Daily Mail.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about Care for Calais?
I'm not going to swear, but I think they should be ashamed of themselves. And I'd like to know how many of Care for Calais are either putting up these poor souls fleeing war-torn France, Spain, Germany, etc., or how many of them are paying the rent for these poor souls that are fleeing from war-torn France.
Oh, there you go. Well, I think this is just a viewpoint from somebody that lives in Oxfordshire who has never visited Folkestone before. Before February, you've never been in Folkestone.
No.
And it has opened your eyes to what is happening down here?
It has.
And do you feel scared?
I do.
Well, there you go. I think that says it all. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to this, and send some love over to Cheryl. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, we'll see you soon. But that's a view from somebody who doesn't even live here. Thanks for listening. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.